Hi guys. So it is Thursday. It's like 12:30-ish. I'm done working. They let me work remote today, which was great. So I'm done working. I have zooted up. um, and want to talk a little bit about how a cisgender person or a person that doesn't have regular interactions with people that are trans can be a good or better allies than I've seen or my children have related that they've experienced. So last night, the kids and I were talking, and both of them work with the public. And my son was saying how his treatment from strangers and with the public that he works with, that the men are surprisingly affirming, cordial, don't ask too many, by and large. Of course, there are one or two, right? Don't ask questions, just fist bump him, hey bro, thank you, sir, that kind of thing. And overwhelmingly older men are very supportive, and burly men. So I think that's very interesting. And that that overwhelmingly women, not good allies in general, in the experience that my kids have experienced in the public. So, and some of it, I think, boils down to there are so many people that want to be good allies, but don't really know how. And I know when my kids first started transitioning, when my son first started transitioning, I would ask a lot of inappropriate and invasive questions that, honest to Christ, were none of my business. Sometimes in just an effort to understand, which is fine if you have that relationship with that person, but not your waiter at Olive Garden, right? That's not where my kids work. That's just an example. Anyway, but I think, though, in an effort to seem like a good ally, to make sure that person receives that, I think a lot of times people ask a lot of inappropriate and invasive questions. If someone, first of all, don't assume that someone is trans based on the way they look. Gender presents itself in so many ways, in so many rainbow. I wish we could just all stop gendering each other when we first meet, referring to somebody that you've never met as he or she. But I realize that that's not the world we live in. But in public settings, when you're with the public, like say you're a server at a table and you see what you assume are two women, and you go up and you say, hey, ladies, what if one of them isn't? And I realize that not everybody's going to do that or feel like it, but if you want to know how to be a good ally, that's a way. Don't assume somebody's gender when you see them, or based on their name, or or the sound of their voice. There are a lot of trans people during their transition. The voice is the hardest thing. And now, so both of my kids are they're still transitioning. They haven't gotten to what their end goal, their ideal gender expression would be. So they're visibly trans. And my son says that, yes, women by and large will ask him questions like, well, are you going to get like top surgery? Are you going to get it cut off? Are you like, is that your business? Would you ask a cis woman who was big breasted, or would you ask a cis woman who was small chested, hey, are you going to get your titties done? Not a total stranger. No, you fucking wouldn't. And not a colleague. You know what I mean? Like when you have rapport with a trans person, they give you clues and cues, or may even say to you outright, okay, what do you want to know? Get it out of your motherfucking system, because I'm sick of talking about it. My life is hard enough. So that's how you can be a good ally. Remember that trans people are just as sensitive and emotional, and sometimes more so because the hormones they have to be on are motherfucking insane. And until a good medical professional gets that balance right, it's very hard on them. My son went through years of literally being on the wrong meds, the wrong types of meds, where he would just sweat uncontrollably for no reason. There was no reason for that. So that's a good way to be a good trans ally. Support trans-owned businesses, small businesses, artists. Seek out that content. That makes you a good ally. But yeah, stop asking invasive questions. And how to be a good trans parent? Listen, you have to motherfucking educate yourself. You have to learn everything because not everybody means well. Not everybody cares about your kids. You care about your kids. It is your responsibility to educate yourself and help them arm themselves out in the world. Right? Right. So that's for trans parents. What's another way? Yeah, I mean, like everybody has feelings. And like I think that being a good trans ally is just being a good person. And that's what it boils down to. If you're a judgy person, you're probably judging some shit. And that's okay. Be a judgy person. But you know what? Keep it to your motherfucking self because your words hurt people. There's a very high incidence of people ending their own lives among the trans community. It's a huge statistic that I don't have at my fingertips, but it's a terrifying statistic. So remember that shit. And if that's your goal, then fuck off. Don't watch this channel, honestly. But if you want to come from a place of understanding, come from that place. Okay? Bye. Y'all have a good Thursday.